So we're going to be answering some questions today that some voters of mine have. We're going to be answering. So my opinion on cell phones in schools. Okay, this issue has affected my school. They ban phones. You have to leave them in your locker all day, and you get them back. You just get them out at the end of the day out of your backpack. Is what I think we should do is I know some of y'all have done this. Have a pouch in the classroom. Everyone puts their phone in, and then that way, if there's an emergency or some kind that you need to use your phone to call your parents, it's right there in the classroom with you. That's what I think about that. I know some of y'all will disagree on me. From Aiden here, we got a question. Well, Iran is a very stupid country. Like Trump said, they don't know what they're doing, and um, you know, I believe Trump will straighten them out. But by the time I get in office, hopefully they will be straightened out. If they're not, I will do that myself. Okay. From Aiden that races in the Freedom Racing League. He wants me to talk about ICE deportations. I mean, if you come to the country legally, and you won't be deported by ICE. That's all I have to say about that. And then from Pete, we got my opinion on the Big Beautiful Bill. So I'm gonna give you what I like about the Big Beautiful Bill, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna talk about. So I love the no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. When you are a waiter at a restaurant and you get a tip and you have to end up taking a percent out of it, I know you wish you could keep that percent of money of the tip. So I'm very happy and I'm very glad for all the waiters and waitresses. I believe they're really going to like that. And no tax on overtime. I believe you should be able to keep everything that you've worked for overtime because you've put in enough work to. I mean, you're determined to work, so I think you deserve to keep everything you make on overtime. Okay, Nick Breeding's question. Well, I believe Pete. I mean, Freedom Racing League. To answer your question, the FRL should stay in America because the economy is way better, and you have nice racetracks to race at. You have nice cars. In Iran, you don't have that. So I think that's why you should stay in America. Okay, from Nick Breeding's question, will Sean Diddy Combs be pardoned? No, he will not be pardoned. Okay. Hello, Braxton. All right, what do you want me to answer, man? Crime explained. Boo, I don't know who Gomi is, but all right. Hey, big dog Braxton. Okay, so for Nick Breeden's question, no, Diddy will certainly not be pardoned. I wish he would. Okay, hello, Bubba Murdoch. Hopefully he will be in jail by then. Yeah, I'm hoping that's what goes on. All right, I want to talk about my motivation to run for president. I want to. No. Okay, my thoughts about the whole Iran thing. Well, I've kind of covered it, but all right, I'm gonna get to everybody's questions, so don't think yours is being skipped. I'm gonna get to everyone's. So about the Iran situation, um, I believe they needed to be bombed. Especially if they were threatening to touch American soldiers, bases, equipment, anything like that. Yeah, and if they did, they needed to be bombed. So yeah. Oh yeah, that's fine, Braxton. Okay. How do I plan to lower um gas prices? Well, this fits into my economy um section here that I want to talk about. Um, all right, so um, I'm going to talk about getting regular prices down. Then I'll talk about getting gas prices down. So I want to create jobs, getting inflation down. How will I do it? I will work with Congress to pass legislation such as tax cuts and higher infrastructure spending, and that will. So is what makes the gas prices go up is the price of the crude oil. And how you get the price of crude oil down is to just negotiate. And you know, you just got to be a good talker. You just got to, call up other presidents, other countries, and try to lower the price of oil and everything like that. Uh, I don't know about yeah, Freedom Racing League. I don't know about that one. All right. Can we send mine? And I seen the name so many times. Um, Evan Brodsky wants you to declare unwavering support for Israel. Well, I do. I don't support. I don't support any. I mean, I support Israel. I'll tell you that. Um, I've had. I mean, I've said that quite a few times. But yeah, I do support Israel. I'm not going to go into detail about the Confederate flag. All I will say is I don't want history erased. When Black Lives Matter was tearing down statues in 2020, that was a race in history, and I don't want that happening. But I'm not going to comment on that one. Should Caleb Rodriguez be recognized as a legitimate FRL champion? Well, I mean, it all depends on what the Freedom Racing League says. If they, if they say whoever was the points leader at the time of the season that it had to be ended, whatever their rule is, that's just, yeah. I mean, I think it is. If that's how they determine it, yes, he should. Can Claude Smith be deported or sent to Alligator Alcatraz? Well, if he's not a legal citizen, then yes, very well he can be, and he should if he's not a legal citizen. Um, the King. Oh, that's Big Ethan. Yeah. You think the Bucks can win the Super Bowl this year? I'm not going to really comment on football today. It's not a great topic on here, but you know. Oh, okay, good. You're legal, so no, I'm not going to deport you. Yes, I do support the Redskins changing their name back to. I do support the Commanders changing their name back to the Redskins, and I want to tell you why. Yeah, you can go ahead, Braxton. Go right ahead. Um, no, Ethan, I'm not going to deport you. Okay, so let's get back to the Redskins name. Um, yes, I support them changing their name back, and I'll tell you why. Because they're saying that the Redskins name was racist to Indians, and it was not. Because Indians literally said, we don't want the name changed. We like the name. Indians founded the team. So if their own culture, if their own people that they're saying it's racist to, if they support it themselves, it should be changed back. They should put that on a ballot. They should put, should the Redskins change their name back to Commanders? I mean, change Commanders change their name back to Redskins. Yes. put that on the ballot. Let the United States decide, and that will be the permanent name. I'll tell you, that's how. No, we can't kick the Braxton dude out. Thoughts on I don't really know what that is. Okay. You're gonna roast me if it's something simple, but I don't know what that is. No, Ethan, we can't deport Braxton. He's a very legal citizen. Patriots best team in the league. Okay. No, we're not going to allow. No, we're not going to allow guns in schools. Owen. Not going to comment on Aiden's comment there, but Aiden, I did answer your question. If he wasn't in here about the ICE deportations, yes, I support them. I said, come into the country illegally, you won't be faced with that hardship. Yeah, we could deport school very well. We could do that. How do you plan to combat other countries potentially trying to attack us? Well, just like Trump says, I want peace through strength. So if no, I didn't know, and that's false allegation. That's fake news. That's election interference. All right. So how I plan to combat other countries trying to attack us? So like Trump says, I want peace through strength. You don't mess with us, we won't mess with you. Don't mess with our allies, we won't mess with you. But yeah, I mean, if you do something stupid, you're gonna get bombed. So yeah, I do. I agree with that. All right, so back to my actual notes and questions that I have on this paper right here. All right, so how I am preparing to run for president. So I'm going to different political events, meeting different politicians, talking to different politicians, making connections. I believe I have built a very strong friendship with 37th delegate Terry Austin. He invited me to his event, and I thank him still for that. That was very cool to be able to meet the lieutenant governor, Winsome Sears, and yeah, all the fine folks that were there. The one issue I feel the most passionate about is the economy, creating jobs, getting inflation down, how to work with Congress to pass legislation such as tax cuts, infrastructure spending. Long-term vision for the U.S. immigration policy is keep the border sealed, and I want to make it easier for immigrants to become citizens. I just want to. I mean, it's taken people 10 years to become a citizen. I just want to try to bump that down, not make the tests or anything like that any easier. Just try to get this process done faster. Is Nathaniel Dotson? No, I've only had 2 donations. To the campaign. It was $7. But hey, if y'all want to donate, the link is in the description of this video. Just click on the title, and guys, tell the king stop with his dumb questions. He knows that he loved Biden. No, I didn't. Well, that's what it's taken. It's what it's taken people. I see all the time people saying it took me 10 years to become a citizen of the US, and what about world population? We're going to cut that down. Well, I want to tell you, a lot of people in the population are in, poor countries. So if you're in a poor country, why do you keep having kids? That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you're in America, I mean, go right ahead. They're going to get a good education, good stuff like that. Grow up in a great country. But if you live in a poor country like India, I don't know why you keep having kids. It's just stupid. Will Zachary Sweatman get a spot in the cabinet? No, we're looking at letting Zach go after the season. He's talked very bad about me. I had no other choice to draft him. In the FRL draft, I had linebacker drafted, but he's disappeared off Instagram. So I don't know where he's been. So it looks like we're only gonna have two cars. What about Owen Lucas? Um, what about Owen Lucas? If you're referring to the cabinet, if you want a spot in it, I'll send you the form on what we still have available, and you can very well join our cabinet. I'll be very happy. Yes, Owen. Yes, you. Braxton is no. I'm not saying that word. No, Ethan. Don't kick out our viewers. We gotta have our viewers, man. Would you consider offering a cabinet position to Victor Neves? Well, I've never heard of him. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. Gonna get roasted again for something simple, but yeah, I don't believe I've ever heard of him. No, Victor is a washed-up drunk. Oh, hello, Braxton. Hello, man. All right, let's get to some more. All right, national security. What role should the U.S. play in global conflicts? Like I said, peace through strength. If you touch us, if you bomb us, we're gonna bomb you. Social issues, how race, gender, ideology should be discussed in schools and government. Well, ideology is a group of people believing one thing, and the Republicans believe one thing, the Democrats believe another. So there's always going to be ideology in government. In schools, there should not be. You should go to school, learn. It shouldn't be, the teacher shouldn't be telling you what to believe with politics, religion, anything like that. Uh, America's free. Believe what you want. You don't be told by somebody what to believe. Race. I mean, it doesn't need to be discussed. We don't want racism, but it doesn't need to be discussed. Gender. There are two genders, and I think anybody with a brain knows if you're a male or a female. So why would that need to be discussed in a school? Um, climate energy. Climate change is an economic issue. Um, climate change is not one of my top priorities. I'm gonna get flamed for that, but it's really not. There's a lot of more important issues to deal with. My vision for working families: implement, if you make under $150,000 a year, you don't pay income tax. You don't pay it if you make under 150. But I've also been asked, will the rich or big corporations get taxed more? Well, if we implement this, it won't be much more because a lot of average Americans aren't paying any taxes at all. So if we can get this implemented, then no. But if we can't, yes, they will be paying more taxes. What exactly makes someone a male or a female? Why is it so obvious? Well, there's different hair, different face, different body. That should be quite simple there. Um, should ADK be granted a pardon? Well, I'm going to be very strict with who I pardon. I don't want to have a lot of pardons. It makes you look bad as a president, I believe, have a lot of pardons. Well, Owen, that's what I was thinking, but I'm not going to show that comment, but that's what I was thinking. I'm just not going to say it on here. But yeah, that's what I was thinking. Dave Lucas Presidential Medal of Freedom. Well, maybe I need to figure out what he's done for freedom, but yeah, no, I will not pardon Diddy. No. Um, I wish Diddy would get jail time and rot in jail the rest of his life, but that won't happen. So, Dave Lucas Presidential Medal of Freedom. No, no. I mean, I got to figure out if he's done something great that helps out freedom in the U.S., then yes, definitely. Hold on, I'm gonna step off a minute. Let y'all get some more questions on there. Dave Lucas is an American hero, served 4 years in the U.S. Navy. Well, yeah. Um, Remind me of that in 2049 when I'm president, and then we can talk. Aaron, the cabinet position, maybe possibly. I need to work on. So we got two cabinet roles right now. We got Bubba Murdoch as Secretary of Defense, I believe, and no, we actually don't have one right now. We're working on confirming some more, but it's just so far away that a cabinet position is not really needed at this moment. Would you kick all this pride stuff out of our country? Yes, we're going to remove Pride Month as being recognized as a federal holiday. If you're gay and you want to celebrate yourself, go right ahead. But we're not going to be celebrating it as a country, okay? Would you what do you think it takes for you to become president? Like, how are you going to do it? What are things you need to achieve? Well, I'm not just going to put my name on a ballot and run right for president. I'm going to run for House of Delegates, 37th district in Virginia, 6th congressional district for Congress, House of Representatives, and I want to run for governor of Virginia. And how I've planned it all out, it works out great with the years. I think I can start my campaign in like 2045 or 46, and you start campaigning very like 2 or 3 years earlier, like big events, a lot of people at them and stuff like that, TV ads. One has to go Black History Month or oh, I can't answer that one, man. I mean, Christmas is the best holiday. You can't take it away. But I'm not trying to be racist here. Black History Month too. Yeah, I mean that would be a good thing to do. You know, recognize all races and what they've gone through, what they've had, what they've achieved, and everything like that. What defines a strong leader of a president like to you? Well, I think a strong leader is Donald Trump. The way he talks, the way he negotiates with other countries, the way he does tariffs, stuff like that. If that's what you're talking about, that's who I think is a good role model. Will you reinstate Jim Crow laws? No. Wilkes. Yes, that's my last name, buddy. All right, we're at 27 minutes. I think we're going to be about 50 minutes. Getting ready to go get some Papa John's and eat that up. Okay. Wilkes, what are you going to do about the deficit? Well, the Democrats were complaining that the big beautiful bill will add three million or $3 billion more to the deficit. But think about Biden sent trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars to Ukraine and added to the deficit for years. So what does a bill that is cutting taxes, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, helping average everyday Americans, adding only $3 million to the deficit, what does that hurt? When the Democrats for years and years and years wasted money on stupid stuff in other countries, have sent money, trillions and trillions of dollars to Ukraine, and look at where we are, 3 or 4 years into a war, and nothing has happened. 3 trillion will, well, like I said, probably 20 trillion to Ukraine. So I don't think 3 trillion for a bill that is helping everyday Americans really hurts that much because of just how good it is. And I think the 3 trillion has been blown out of proportion by fake news media. That wants to make Trump everything he does, whether it's good or bad, make him look bad. Bro, who cares? We're so much in debt. Money just a thing at this point. Well, you're right, but the U.S. it's eventually one day it's really going to hurt the U.S. But we make so much money. Why don't we just pay this debt back? I mean, who do we have this debt to? Um, will you be having a super hot granddaughter like Trump? Well, I don't know. I think I guess you got to have a hot wife too. Probably shouldn't have said that either. You're gonna get canceled on that one too. But I guess you got to have the genes to do that. I guess. Maybe get your broke up and get a job with this high income. Ethan, you ain't got a job, man. You're older than me. You need to go get a job, man. You must raise taxes. No, I will not raise taxes. Like I said, if you make under $150,000 a year, you will not pay taxes. So a lot of average everyday Americans that I really care about, that I really want to help, are not making 150,000 a year. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I don't know your income. Maybe you are, but that's just what I want to do, and that's what Trump has brought up, and I'm hoping he can get it done in his administration. But if he don't, I'm going to try my best to do it. Yeah, Freedom Race League. I think I've answered that, but I gotta focus on what I'm doing first. You gotta focus on what you want to do. I want to focus on becoming a state delegate, a congressman, a governor, president. I want to do that stuff first. Um, well, I don't know why you think I'd destroy the economy. I don't believe I would, but I think I'd be the best thing that ever happened to the economy. What are you going to do in about those that work in the that work district who are lazy and don't work when they're supposed to? Well, the Democrats have blown this out of proportion that the big beautiful bill is going to cut Medicare, Medicaid, whatever. It's not going. If you are a lazy bum that is able to work, yeah, and you have Medicaid, Medicare, yes, it's getting cut. But if you're a hardworking, everyday American that goes to work every day, does what they're supposed to, and you have Medicaid, you're keeping it. Once people don't understand that, so if you work and have it, you don't have to worry. You're good. It's the bums and stuff that are able to work and they don't. What would you do if North Korea got a bomb coming towards us? Well, I don't believe that would happen. I think I'm going to have a great relationship with whoever the leader of North Korea is by the point of that I am president. Would you date? No, I would not. That's a simple question there. I'd hate to see that relationship. Yeah, it'd be terrible there. Wilkes, 12 million people are getting off of Medicaid. It adds restrictions to who can apply. I don't know. It's not my bill, okay? And only members of Congress are getting full read throughs of what it is. So, I mean, it's not my bill. I mean, I'm going to do tax cuts. I'm going to work, and if a Democrat has been elected and they take away no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, I'm going to put it back in place. So I don't know. I mean, like I said, I can't read the full bill because only members of Congress and the Senate, and it's not affecting them. They're rich. They don't need the money, so it's not affecting them. So they don't really care. But I'd hate to see Wilkes. Okay, any more questions from there? We're at 33 minutes. I think we're gonna go to about 45. Like I said, I got some Papa Johns and My eyes are just killing me. My legs are killing me. What if you continue cutting taxes and the deficit would shoot up, weakening the dollar and government programs? Well, Trump cut taxes in 2017, and it was a great win, and it did not do that. So, oh, it will also ruin the military budget, adding constraint. Well, like I said, I want to add more money for the military, more money to build things. But I'm hoping that we don't have to do that so much. Like I said, I'm hoping for a lot more peace during my presidency. I'm hoping for that. Wilkes, when he cuts taxes, it benefited the rich the most. In fact, poor people are worse off now due to the big beautiful bill. Well, man, I don't know. I mean, I'll fix it. I tell you, I'll fix it when I get a chance to sit behind the resolute desk in the White House on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I will fix it. I will take a look at it. But right now, all I can do is campaign and try to win the election that's 22 years away. It seems like a while, but time flies, and I will fix it. That's all I can tell you, really, man. I need a plan, Wilkes. I'm freaking out. I mean, I tell you, I'm not the setting president. I mean, what can I do to benefit you right now? I can't do anything. All I can tell you is what I'm going to do, and I've said it. And I said when I sat behind the resolute desk at the White House, I will fix it. But until that, I can't do anything for you. All right, folks, we got 5 people watching. Any more questions for me? Well, I have a lot of votes actually because um, that, like I said, it's 22 years away, and a lot of people, people. I believe, a president, somebody else is going to figure this out, and help the people that are freaking out about the Medicaid. That's my plan right there. Yeah, I do know what I'm doing. Yeah. Well, if you want me to win, I don't know really why you're complaining very much about my policies and saying I don't have a plan when I specifically laid one out for you. But it's Wilkes. They said this during Clinton. I wasn't alive for Clinton, so I've heard good stuff. I've heard bad stuff about him. You know. Do you plan on going to college? No, I don't. I want to tell you this. Some people think this is going to make me look bad as a politician. I don't believe it is because, like Charlie Kirk says, I think college is a waste of money. If you're going to have, if you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, if you're going to have a career that really, a teacher that really needs a degree, that you really need to go to college, you go right ahead. I just nowhere you're not required to have a degree to be a politician. Nowhere in it says a hillbilly from Rockbridge County could become president if he had enough votes, even if he dropped out of high school, which I don't plan to do. I'm going to finish out my 12 years of school and get my diploma and everything like that. Chill Wilkes has been 20 years to make a plan. Yeah, I mean, that's right. And like I said, more than likely, somebody else is going to come along and fix it before I get to the White House. What is your plan to fix a deficit because the cuts will only make it worse? Well, Doge has been really good with cutting, I mean, fixing the deficit, cutting waste, fraud, and abuse that's been adding to the deficit for quite a while. So I want to have some kind of um, organization like Doge. Hopefully, Doge is still around by then. I want to have some kind of thing like that that is cutting waste, finding fraud, and everything like that. Wilkes, I think you do not understand of being announced of being president. Well, I want to tell you this: um, a president hires many members of a that works for his campaign, and he does not think of many of the plans. He does not write his speeches. I wrote all of this down right here. Uh, all of this, all of this, all of this. He does not write his own speeches. They don't do anything themselves. And I am going to be completely different. I'm going to do all that myself. I mean, you got to have employees for your campaign and stuff like that. So it's not, most of the time, it's not a president making the actual choice. It's somebody else, but the president's getting the credit for it. So, yeah. Yeah, Wyatt. Glad to see you. Glad to see you. Made it in here. Sorry about that. I accidentally deleted that message. I was trying to do something else. I was trying to add another moderator and it messed up. Sorry about that. Not trying to silence you there. Okay, well, who are you? Is it what's your actual name? Who are you? Like, tell me that, and then I'll tell you if you can. Man, we got 5 people watching. We need some more questions. Well, we got about 4 minutes left on the time, so do I know you in person? Do I know that? What do you invest more money into it? But the governors of states need to invest more in warnings and flood walls and stuff like that to prevent this from happening. If there had been proper stuff put in place, these tragic, terrible floods that we are witnessing in Texas would not be happening right now if the right procedures and everything was put into place. And I love the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott. Um, Wilkes, I just want you to win. Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad you do. Through my NASCAR content. All right. Well, if you're talking about Instagram, if you know my Instagram's Kobe Wilkes 78. My profile picture is like my presidential portrait, me in a suit. Um, Message me on there if you have it or something like that. Try to get in touch with me that way, and then we can discuss you joining the cabinet. Okay, well, I mean, please message me like I said on Instagram or make sure my mic is on there. Just message me there or something. All right, we got 2 minutes left on the All right, we're gonna end it here. Thank you everybody for watching, and we're gonna be doing a town hall soon, so please join that. Yeah, thank you everyone for watching.